We are back.
Once again with the BS coming straight to you from our showroom. So, what do we have today?
Drinking St. Archer Hazy IPA by California Brewing Company. It's I like the hazies. The hazies have I like the consistency it has.
I like the hazies because they gave me the DZs. Yeah, man, good
well,
stuff.
They all give you the DZs.
The dizzies. No, good stuff. Good stuff, I guess. I'm not. Like I said, I'm still into beer and I like quality beer. I just think there's other things that I'm a lot more interested in nowadays, like this podcast. And like we've mentioned before,
and like the topic of this podcast,
like I mentioned two episodes ago, sex sells. So stay tuned and find out what you can do if you decide to do more of it, and what the positive, I don't want to say ramifications, because ramifications is like in a negative connotation,
right?
But the positiveness,
positive consequences.
Yes, if you want to throw an oxymoron in there. But anyways, yeah, definitely. So. We went into our trusty bag of emails and see what we can pull out for this today's episode, and voila, we had it. This was it. And there was a couple other ones, but we chose to kind of go with this to kind of keep it light and cool and give you motherfuckers some advice, and motherfucker girls some advice too, what you should be doing. And this is probably going to make your relationship a little bit better. So what do we have today, man? Tell us.
All right, so this article is from Psychology Today. The topic is laughter and sex have left the building.
Sayonara, bitches.
It's talking referred obviously to all those people who have miserable marriages because laughter and sex has left their marriages. And I think it kind of goes back to like what we kind of talk about, time and time again, just how when you feel good, like you as a person, as an individual, that reflects onto your partner or, whoever you're with. And I think a lot of the times, like in this lifestyle, people are just so stressed. They take themselves so goddamn seriously that they can't just relax and laugh a little.
Just laugh a little, yeah.
Take themselves a little lighter, relax and bang a little.
Just have a little more sex. Pump up the numbers. So actually taking this a little bit back, man. So I think at first thought when I saw this episode, Laughter and Sex, or this article, Laughter and Sex Have Left the Building, I initially was like, wait a minute, okay, so this has something to do with a relationship, keep a relationship happy. But we often confuse that, you gotta have communication. Like we hear our parents or people that have been in a long-lasting relationship, maybe not the happiest, but a long-lasting relationship, and in their mind is successful. That's to everyone's discretion, and we don't know that.
That's also, you need to consider
relevant or whatever.
Well, that's different generation.
Yes, but we typically hear,
and a different culture.
Correct. But we typically hear, just have communication, and if you have great communication, it should solve it all. But that's not it.
That I do think that's still very important.
Yeah. But I think the correct level of communication, like I think we were talking before, hey, go get the kids, pick this up, do this for dinner. Okay, honey, I got this and I got that.
Communication.
That's what they think.
Mundane day-to-day things that you have to do. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about communication of how you feel in your situation as the guy in the relationship, or your wherever you're at. I know money's always an issue too.
Right.
So, obviously discuss money issues before they become a problem.
So, first and foremost, yes, that is probably correct. But no, you probably are doing the wrong type of communication that you think it's the effective way.
No, yeah, so I completely agree. Right. So I completely agree with that. That, it's not just communicating like, oh, I'm home. Did you pick up the kids, or they have a practice, or, who's cooking, or what, any of that, right? It's more like how you actually feel.
Right. And honestly, if you have any sort of communication and stuff coming up forward, then you probably will lead to more laughter and more sex. But I think in any sort of relationship that we've ever had, as far as friendship, romantic, or business, or anything, any sort of relationship, the communication part has to be crucial, has to be on point, and has to kind of work. But again, it has to be the right type of communication. So don't get that twisted, people.
Yeah.
But you know, like this article kept going, that alone doesn't suffice. And, you know, it also brought up the whole thing when like when we're first dating someone, you know, those first few months, everything is good, everything is peachy, and after probably the second or third month of like, you know, okay, I'm not totally annoyed by this person, it'll keep going.
You
But
start noticing a few flaws here and
you're
there.
like, yeah, some people bail, other people bail, that's it. Yeah, that's why people date a bunch of people all the time. Whatever. Anyway, so but they're saying that at the beginning, everyone's probably getting it on a little bit more, and so you're laughing a little bit more. You're going on these dates. You're trying to listen. You're putting in the work. You're putting in the work. You're maintaining a relationship, or you're trying to maintain a relationship because that's what's important to you. Now, I don't know how many people out there are probably falling in a relationship that it's no longer like that. It's like night and day to what you first.
See, the only problem I have with that is that I always feel like you always put in your best face up front until things get seriously. And you know, we were talking to a friend over the weekend. He was talking about how he also doesn't agree that you should keep that honeymoon stage for the first year of your marriage, because I kind of agree with what he was saying. I kind of understood what he was saying, and what I thought he was saying is that, you know, during that first year you kind of put up with all that crap without pointing it out, without bringing it up to, you know, to the front. And then later, after that honeymoon stage goes away, is because now you just got tired of it, because, you know, it only lasts up to a point, right?
Right.
Where you can put up and keep a front of, oh yeah, you're happy, oh, that doesn't bother me. But then it comes to a point where like, all right, you know, I'm kind of done with this, and that's when problems start coming up.
Yep.
So like in my mind, so like I've always believed that you just be yourself from the start, from when you start dating, and don't pretend like you're this perfect, you know, Prince Charming, because you're not.
You're not, asshole.
Yeah.
You're probably an asshole, and it's deep down inside. And guess what? That fucking dress you said you liked, you probably didn't like it, but you wanted to get laid that night.
That dress that made her look fat, you know.
Listen, maybe yellow isn't her color.
She was already fat.
Well, listen, if you like them like that way, who am I to tell you that's not the way to like them?
Oh yeah, you have Chubby Chaser.
Yeah, there's plenty of that. But no, definitely, that fucking yellow dress that you thought that it didn't look good on her, and you just happen to pick her up for a fucking date, and you're going somewhere, and you're probably annoyed, because it's happened to me, where they wear something and just like, ugh, and it fucking annoys me. It annoys the shit out of me. But guess what? I've bitten my tongue in situations, and I've ignored it, because at the end of whatever, I hope I didn't piss her off enough to where we can actually have an amicable, peaceful dinner or anything like that. So anyways, I went on a rant there like I usually do, but
right. But that's besides the point. I mean,
yeah.
Going back to the article's talking about specifically, you know, laughter and sex, right? And we talked about just how happiness is a state of mind. I think we did an episode when I kept on repeating myself, and then someone pointed out that I kept on repeating myself. But my point then was that it's a state of mind in the sense that we, like individually as a person, can decide if we're going to be happy or not.
Yeah.
And a lot of that, you know, like the article goes and talks about those four hormones, right? The dopamine, oxytocin, and endorphins, and serotonin, right? So these
endorphins,
these chemicals in our bodies happen when we're feeling good. If you're feeling good, you're producing these, and it perpetuates that kind of feeling, like you continue to feel good. When you're stressed out, you create cortisol, which it's a stress
hormone
that
right?
you produce when you stress, and it just kind of puts you into this kind of fight or flight mode. But the thing is that if we're always stressed, we're always gonna be like tense and like ready to argue or fight, you know, like just in that kind of mentality. So that's what when we're talking about that being a state of mind, is that we can control that if we want to.
You know what? And now that you bring that up, a very good point is that, you know, probably a lot of these husbands come home stressed the fuck out. And first of all, there probably isn't any communication there. So, hey, honey, is everything? Yeah, everything's fine. No, like you just, fuck off.
And the thing is that we don't like to talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, us as guys, we don't like to talk about it. I mean, we kind of just put up and shut up. But the thing is that's probably not the healthiest thing to do within a relationship.
Right. No, I completely agree with that too. But again, you know, going back to the article, it's things that we like. If that's our goal, to achieve that kind of happiness in the relationship, or even with ourselves, we can do it. And it's like, you kind of hear this from like people that are like, this person's crazy. Like when they talk about self, what's it called? Like
Actualization?
no, not self actualization. Like you can if you think it, it happens.
Oh yeah. This whole like put it out to the universe.
Right.
Some people aren't doing that even correctly, but yes, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So like it almost sounds like kind of voodoo, like superstition kind of voodoo when you hear about it. But the reality is that when you laugh, you do produce these hormones. What was it? Endorphins.
When you
Makes you feel good. Like even the fact that you just pretend to smile, like you actually feel
Put
good,
your
right?
fucking flat plastic face there.
but even that act alone, even if you're miserable and you smile, like you just feel a little better.
Just a tad bit.
Sense.
Just a tad.
So that's what I'm saying. Like this type of it's not voodoo. It's like proven scientific facts that you can push yourself to feel better.
And then I think like going on that whole thing, the thing that women have obviously is the oxytocin, which you guys can refer back to a couple of actually it's probably episode 10 or 11 or something like that we talked about oxytocin. And when women actually hold the in love stage and stuff, and then we obviously when girls orgasm they release this chemical oxytocin, but it also has to do with like empathy, and girls like to feel wanted and needed and feel that. So yeah, if it releases that, but now you're not doing it because you're shut off and you're not doing that. And
well, the thing is that people get caught up in like their daily things and their
that's
stress,
what it says,
their
daily grind.
Right, their chores, all the responsibilities, which again, I do believe that adults do take themselves too seriously, and I don't think they should. I think they complicate their lives more than they should. And that's, my friends who are single, my friends who are married, and older, people that I've noticed too, like they just tend to complicate their lives. And I don't understand why.
No,
that brings stress levels, which reduces almost your want to exercise. And because that also is going to make you feel good. So like, it's almost like they're doing all this damage to themselves without really realizing, and then affects your marriage or your relationship 100%. Or whatever it is.
Actually, going back to that, I think I brought this up, and I've said this before. I have a friend who was going through a pretty, kind of, in our 20s kind of thing where we're going from job to job, figuring out what the hell we want to do. Anyways, and he admitted that once he started kind of working out and kind of getting that stress off and releasing it somehow, his sex drive started going up, and which obviously probably helped. It worked and it actually benefited to his relationship. Listen, just working out a little bit. And it wasn't going lifting weights, just doing something he enjoys doing, which is going down to the gym and playing, the game he plays. So yeah, that alone. But the thing is, like you were mentioning earlier, we neglect all that stuff. We don't do it and we expect something to work. Now, it's not. And I did mention off camera.
We're like hoping.
We're wishful thinking, and that's not going to work. We do take, people that get married and stuff, they do take a vow of seriousness, an oath to be there and provide, and every sense of what the word provide means, right? Whatever, emotional, a roof, whatever, all that good stuff. But then that year, we forget to do that. And then it's like, the serious thing to do is act like we're happy. Like, that's what we think a serious marriage is, that we act like we're happy and then we go home and we're miserable. But we have control over the situation, man.
And we've seen that
100%.
Plenty of people over the years. We've completely seen that it's just a facade. They're pretending like, oh yeah, happy marriage, and then you hear like, he actually beats her.
Yeah. Dude.
Or like some crazy shit like that.
And the whole misconception, happy wife, happy life. No, motherfucker. Be happy yourself too, because you can't make your wife happy if you're not happy yourself. So listen, happy wife, happy life just seems give her everything she wants, everything. That's not what we're promoting here either. Don't go in debt because she wants that fucking brand new car and you think that's what's going to make her happy. Happy wife, happy life. But don't do that, motherfucker.
So that goes to what I was telling, what I was mentioning earlier, that we complicate our lives. That we want to have the latest thing. All right, so now you bought her a new car. Now you need to work extra hours. Now you're even more stressed. Now your sex life's probably non-existent. You're not working out.
But hey, at least she's happy.
But she's not happy. That's the whole point.
That's the problem. Then she's banging her doctor or somebody else because
the pool boy.
The pool boy or the fucking friend. Who knows? You know what I mean? Like that you just don't know. So, anyways.
But yeah, dude. I mean, like when I see shit like that with people I know, it's almost mind-boggling. Like, how did you get yourself into that situation again? Like,
You know what, dude? Something that I've applied in some of my relationships that I think that has been a plus and it has worked. You got to listen to them. Like if they want to do something, for as stupid as you might think it is, just fucking do it. It's important enough to her, and it shows that you actually are willing to do it. A lot of people just shut that shit down, like off the go. Like, no, that's stupid. We're not doing it. And then now you're neglecting your fucking girlfriend who you chose to be with, and you kind of want to make it happen, don't you, you motherfucker? So, in things like that, dude, that I've actually been like, oh, in my mind, that's kind of stupid. Well, guess what? You put up with all the crap I come up with, all my fucking hobbies. Let's do it. And actually, I end up having a good time. And then she's happy at the end, and then it's a win-win. So I think that just goes to the open-mindedness, and I think as a lot of men aren't. We're not willing because it's gay, or that's outside. You know, no, that's gay. Or, you know, like, I wonder what they're going to say. And, like, this whole ego thing we have and we put up, and we're not that cool. We're not that awesome.
again, a lot of the stuff that kind of keeps us where we are is ego. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
That even goes to like the whole not quitting our jobs and do something we want because our ego prevents us. Like it's trying to. When I talk about ego, it's not ego like egotistical. Like your ego is trying to protect you from putting yourself in that embarrassing situation.
Why we don't start businesses, why we don't pursue certain hobbies, why we don't follow our curiosity, why we don't do things that we think we're curious about. We're a little timid because we're afraid of that.
And we're afraid to fail.
Yeah, and
that's failure, our ego.
You fail listen, you woke up failing this morning, all right? Let me just get that out the way. And I've explained to you in things that I've done, and or you too as well, like, you know, doing your ventures and stuff. And it really just literally was taking a leap. It literally was taking a step. And once again, it's not so bad after all. And it's the same thing with a relationship is, our ego, we don't think, or we're taking ourselves too fucking serious that we can't. If your wife likes to go out and let's go out and fucking paint something and have a glass of wine, it's important enough for her to do that. Go ahead and
probably enjoy it too, man.
It's actually kind of cool.
I mean, I paint just because I paint, but
that's your hobby.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd still go pick flowers or something. You know, nature is actually very it relieves from stress. It relieves stress a lot too. But yeah, like okay, so the article continues saying, having a good time, laughing, having sex, cuddling, and pampering all function as a natural way to get high on positive feelings without bringing on a negative addiction. And the whole positive feelings goes back to those hormones that makes us feel good. You know, so it's the endorphins, the oxytocin, the dopamine. Like all of these things make us feel good. Like literally feel good, not it's not on our heads. Like we actually feel good. You know, it's just like runner's high. When you exercise, after 30-minute exercise, you feel good.
And this is the thing, dude. Now that you mentioned time, it goes into it, and this is not something you got to do for an exact science 3 times a day. And no, man, it really is just as little as pain, a little effort, and actually goes a long way. What did I say about my diet? Is I was putting no sort of fucking effort, and now, a couple weeks into it, I'm putting that bit of more effort. Literally, probably an hour or so out of my whole week in preparation and all that stuff, and it's paid dividends. And it's the same thing with the relationship. You want to nurture, you want to build, and you want to keep doing it. Just, you don't have to become an addict of the fucking sport or an addict of pleasuring your wife as far as all this laugh is, because life is not all about the hee hee ha ha's. There's going to be some tough moments always, but we fail. But we fail to do it.
I think we do fail significantly in those hee hee ha ha's.
Yeah.
And that's what makes
mother effers. But yeah, man, you're right. Go ahead. I'm sorry I interrupted. But
I think I'm gonna title this episode "Hee Hee Ha Ha's." Hee Hee Ha Ha's makes your relationship better.
Listen, man, and use some emojis. Use some goddamn emojis. But no, definitely, man. It's. I get it. We get it. We're all busy, man. We're all busy. The kids, the grandparents.
Right. And this, what you're just saying. Many more believe that adults should not be giggling like teenagers or laughing too much, as it is perceived as a childish behavior. Dude, children are fucking awesome because when you talk to a child that can articulate words already and thoughts, you realize how untainted they are
Right.
from adulthood. That's like, dude, they're more creative, compassionate, kind of like ask or point in their life. Then like they go into teenagers and adult life, and then they're completely screwed up. Like, well, we're all completely screwed up into our adult lives because, like,
well, first and foremost, somebody probably didn't pay enough attention to that kid. So, but no, you're absolutely right, man. Going back to the kids, and even like as a teenager, how dumb. Like as adults, I think I'm an adult. We think we're adults. We're just grown up kids. But anyways, I've actually paid attention to some of these interactions, and it's dumb to me. But they're having a good time, laughing over the dumbest things ever, and it's like it's still in us. I still think that kind of because I've had plenty of done conversations that I'm fucking laughing my guts off. That at the end of the thing with friends or a significant other, it's good, but we again, man, we take ourselves too serious
right. But
because we want to
yeah.
put that facade in front of people.
No, but the thing is that I feel like adults think that they shouldn't indulge in that too much because they're like, okay, maybe a little bit when you have a few drinks in a social setting. Okay,
then we loosen up, huh? Right?
Yeah, but you should just laugh a little more throughout the day. Joke around. Don't take people take themselves too goddamn seriously. Dude.
You know what's so
and that's
funny?
why people get offended all the goddamn time. It pisses me off.
Yeah, you see, we got them charged now. Triggered. We got them triggered. We get triggered over facts and things that people aren't doing. We don't get triggered over politically correct bullshit. But anyways, it's like the whole thing. Oh, adulting, man, adulting. We make it seem like it's such a horrible thing, but because we're making it sure we have to pay for. We have to earn our keep. We have to earn our living. Clearly, everyone has to do that. Unless you're
you need to take out the trash.
We have to do that. Adulting. I get it. But just don't let this adulting thing get in the way and stop you from having a little fucking fun. Right. Be silly every once in a while. Listen, every single once, we see our parents. We see them, such, especially, our parents are kind of just serious people. But I don't know if you've seen your dad kind of act silly for a second and my father act kind of silly for a second. And it fucking lightens the whole thing up. It's like, and he does it for a few seconds, and we get laughters, and he doesn't take himself to, and then he goes back to being that, and then it's just like, okay. But you realize how silly adults can be, and listen, it only connects you more to that person. You see it now. Then there is no there. What is, I don't know the word of that. We don't see them as being personable, so we're not approaching. But it's the same thing with your wife. If your wife sees you as a stressed out individual or your significant other, they're not gonna come to you, and that's why she's fucking the fucking garbage dude. Because the garbage dude once a week for 5 minutes a day, or the vice versa. Because he or she for 5 minutes once a week listens to him, and guess what? He feels or she feels listened to. So it seems like it's all very, very simple, huh?
And see, the thing with us, because we're single, we've never been married, is that
I might just motherfucking get married to teach motherfuckers how to be a husband.
And the podcast are like, this is how you
yes, this is how you husband.
But I mean, like, the criticism like we might get is that, oh, well, what the hell do you know? You never been married, or you don't have kids, or whatever. Like, dude, you don't have to go and fail to learn lessons from other people. And that's, I think, the thing that people sometimes don't understand. Like, you have to go through. No, you don't have to go through it. You just need to observe and see how has affected other people and see how it could potentially affect you and avoid it. So you don't have to get burned or fall into a ditch to learn that you should avoid that. Yeah. You can learn that from other people. You can learn that from a crippled who, fell and now, you can't walk. Again, that is what learning is. You don't have to experiment or experience everything to have a good understanding of what things, how things work.
That's just a stupid person in my mind. Because, yeah, sure, you're going to go through certain things, ventures, opportunities you took. Yeah, all that stuff is called experience, and we understand it. That's fine. But there's certain things in life that we can pick up a book, pick up anything, or just on experience of other people that can teach us valuable lessons, man. And we don't have, like you say, we don't have to go through it. So when you tell somebody, well, have you ever been married? No, I haven't actually ever been married in an unhealthy relationship that I shouldn't have gotten myself into in the first place. But thanks to you, I see that, and I don't want to do that.
Yeah, and I had a couple older friends who've already lived their lives, are in their 50s, 60s, and they all tell me the same thing, that, which is why I already kind of believe or have my beliefs about marriage, about, all this, because I've seen it time and time again. And it's, like, human behavior doesn't change, it doesn't evolve, over a couple generations. Um, so I just prefer to learn from their lessons, what they're teaching me, instead of experiencing myself and then failing just to prove that, I could have done it better. I mean, maybe I can, maybe I can't, I don't know. But what I'm saying is, like, just from understanding human behavior, you don't have to try everything to test and prove to yourself that something works or not.
I don't have to do heroin to know that heroin is bad, and I probably shouldn't have it. And I'm gonna, try to prove to myself that I can't fall into the addiction.
Well, the thing about heroin is that, my understanding, again, I wouldn't try it either, but my understanding is, like, it's not addictive if you have a fulfilling life, because I think it comes down to people who are already, like, at their lowest, and that's why they're trying it, and that's why they fall into it.
You know what? So I think if you have a fulfilling life, you want to try heroin. And if you want to do a bump every once in a while, we get it. You got to say that. We get it. We get it. That's fine. A bump a day keeps the doctor away, or something like that. But anyways, in all seriousness,
I don't know about a day.
Yeah, bump on a Saturday night, it's not going to hurt anybody. As long as you don't get out and beat your wife. But anyways, with that being said, final note is laugh a little bit, fuck a little bit. Yeah. And
don't take yourself too seriously.
Thank you. Don't take yourself too damn serious. Life is too short to not laugh and have a good time. And spend it with the people you really care. And if you don't care about your wife anymore, let her know. Sayonara.
Sometimes that's the best way to go, to just part ways, because is it still 50% that end in divorces?
I'm pretty sure the Guy Talk Show has risen the divorce rate, so in that case, it's probably lower. But in all seriousness, thank you very much for keeping tuned. Click and subscribe, like, comment. Let us know what you're thinking. Let us know if you think we're dumbassness, because we like hearing it. We get a kick out of it. If you think we're doing a good job, you want to hear something we want to talk about, get our insight on, just let us know. We love that shit. Click subscribe and follow and like and do all that good stuff. So,
all right.